Foreign tourists can now holiday there without having to quarantine, but they must download a mobile app to help monitor potential outbreaks. Thailand is battling its third wave of the pandemic, but 70% of Phuket's residents have had at least one dose of the vaccine. The Prime Minister himself turned out to welcome the first arrivals. Tony Cheng has more from the Thai capital, Bangkok.
This was seen very much as a test case for getting vaccinated tourists back in, handling them within the restricted area of the island of Phuket for a certain period before they could be, I guess, released to Thailand generally, with the assurity that they didn't have any COVID to transmit here. But we've seen a series of missteps from the government handling this. They've qualified the cases that of people who can come more and more. They've actually made it rather more difficult. Initially, they said that this would only be open to foreign tourists, not for Thais or foreign residents of Thailand. They've now changed that again. A few days ago, they said that tourists must have pre-booked 3 COVID tests before they arrive. So it's become very complicated. They've had quite a lot of applications, about 5,000 around the world. Only 500 visas have been granted. But I think these plane arrivals today are going to be the first people to arrive on this scheme. If it works, I think the hope is that it could happen here, it could happen in Koh Samui, it could happen in other limited areas around Thailand. And slowly Thailand could start to rebuild its tourist industry. But I think a lot of people also still very concerned that as tourists start to come back, they could bring new variants of COVID with them. And for a country that had done very well in protecting itself, that's a real concern.